Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about spiritual darkness. Why so many are walking around in the dark. Maybe you feel like you're walking in the dark. You don't know what you're doing here. You don't know where you're going. That's a scary feeling, to be walking in the dark. Let's acknowledge Jesus. Jesus, we thank you and praise you that you're going to bring us into the light today. You're going to tell us the truth. We thank you. We praise you. We worship you. We thank you for telling us we're not ready and telling us things to come. Give you all the praise and all the glory. So if you've ever walked around in the dark in your home, maybe bumping into things because you can't see, that's the way it is in the world if you can't see in the spirit. If your eyes are shut, if Satan has blinded you, the word says, the God of this world, Satan has blinded those who walk in the dark, those who are perishing. And the reason being is because they're allowing it. When we won't humble ourselves before God, when we won't bow down to him, when we reject him, our eyes are veiled. We can't see. We can't see what's really happening. We're walking around in the dark. We're stumbling, just stumbling around, falling here and there, not having any understanding of what is really happening, not knowing that Jesus is coming, not knowing that you need to prepare, not hearing him, not feeling his love. And Jesus is talking to me today about the thing that the world gets caught up in, how Satan controls them and blinds their eyes, is in 1 John 2:11. Whoever hates a fellow believer lives in the darkness, stumbling around in the dark with no clue where he's going, for he's blinded by the darkness. Many are caught up in the trap of hate. God's world, his kingdom is love. It's just love. Everything about him is love. His law is love. And if we don't love, we're going to walk in the darkness. We're going to stumble. The enemy draws people to hate by showing them that everything is about them. Everything's about them. And if someone doesn't treat them just right, they hate that other person. And many times people are in that place because of the way they were brought up, rejection, and always having to take care of, defend themselves from hurt. And God understands all that, but all you have to do is humble yourself and come before him, and he'll take that pain away, and then you can stop hating. Yes, many are hating because they've been abused. They've been mistreated. They've been talked down to. They haven't been brought up in love. But if you come to Jesus right now today, he can fix all that. He can mend your broken heart. He can help you to trust again and to stop hating. You're sick because you hate. You're separated from love because you hate, because you're trying to protect yourself from pain. That's why you're hating. Not giving others a chance, but always thinking people are against you because of the pain that was caused to you. The enemy is roaming around like a roaring lion, devouring who he can. And so if you refuse to humble yourself before Jesus and say, okay, I'm going to forgive. I need you to heal me. In fact, that's how it happens when you submit to him and say, okay, I'm going to forgive. He heals you. He heals you of that pain that's causing you to hate. And then you can love again. You can receive love from others again. And you won't be controlled by the enemy. Your eyes will be open to the truth. 2 Corinthians 4. Even if our gospel message is veiled, it's only veiled to those who are perishing. For their minds have been blinded by the God of this age, leaving them in unbelief. Their blindness keeps them from seeing day spring light of the gospel glory of Christ in the divine image of God. We don't preach ourselves, but rather the lordship of Jesus, for we are servants for Jesus' sake. The word is being preached to you, to show you love, to show you Jesus. And when you open up your heart to receive from him, you'll be no longer walking around in the dark, not knowing what you're doing, being miserable. You don't want to be miserable. You don't want to have your guard up all the time. You don't want to believe the worst of every person. You don't want to hate. It's hurtful. And the worst thing is you're perishing. Those who aren't perishing won't be hurt by the second death. You'll just leave your body and go be with Jesus. Those who are perishing will experience 2 deaths. Eternal damnation. If you insist on hating your brother, and the word says you can't love God if you hate your brother. You can't say, I love you, Lord, if you hate your brother. The thing that is scary about it is many who say they love God. Oh, I love you with all my heart, all my soul, and all my mind. And I like to translate that for you. Jesus said, if you love me with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, you're going to care about what I care about. And that would mean you would care about your neighbor because he cares about your neighbor. Therefore, if you love God, then you won't be hating your brother. But the scary thing is that the enemy comes in our thinking dressed as an angel of light and tries to just hover over that lie that it's okay to hate that person. It's okay to hold a grudge. Resist that. It's the enemy. He's trying to keep you in the dark. You're going to be blind, walking around in the dark if you hate, and he knows that. And then he has control over you. You've given him superiority in your life. And so you have to know that. Take captive every thought because he comes in your thinking, and don't think his thoughts. And so spiritual blindness comes from hatred. And God is not going to show you anything if you hate. He's not on your side if you hate. You're not on his side if you hate. You're on the enemy's side. And so you have to choose sides. If you're going to walk in love, God is going to show you. He's going to open your eyes. You're going to have happiness, peace, real happiness, peace, joy, and contentment. Not happiness as the world gives, not a temporary happiness, but eternal, everlasting knowledge, revelation, preparing to live in his kingdom is the happiness that you're going to have. Peace loving, joy, contentment. Instead of examining others' faults, you lift them up. You look at the good in them, and you emphasize it. You plant your mind on it. No, I like this about that person. When the enemy comes, say, no, I like this person. He's constantly trying to get you to think negatively and in hatred and about yourself, about no one else. God is going to heal you and counsel you. Open your eyes to the truth. This is why you're hurting. This is why you're going through this. It's happening because you're doing this to yourself. You're doing this to yourself. Set the person free. Love, if you care about me, if you love me, you're going to love that person because I love that person. No matter if that person did you right or wrong, God loves that person. And we're planting seeds in the dark, little seeds of light when we do as well. And that light gets brighter and brighter. And others are drawn to the light. Who's not drawn to the light? Who wants to walk around in the dark and not be able to see? Many people are in that state. Why am I here? What am I doing? Why is this bad thing happening? Why is that bad thing happening to me? And if you take a look at their lives, there's people they won't talk to. There's people they talk about. People they snub. Every chance they get, they say something evil to them. And then they wonder why they're in this darkness, why all these bad things are happening to them. Why hasn't God come through for me? Matthew 7:21 through 23. Not everyone who calls me Lord. A lot of people are calling him Lord, he said, and won't enter into the kingdom of heaven because they're not doing his will. Unforgiveness is not his will. Love is his will. And then many are going to say, but Lord, I did this and I did that. And he's going to say, but you didn't love. I don't know you. We've been separated because you hate. You didn't care about what I cared about. You don't care about what I care about. You only care about yourself. You don't love. It's all about you. You've given control of your life to the enemy. Your father is the devil. Isn't that what he said to the Pharisees? That's what he said. And so, if you're walking around in the dark, if you have spiritual blindness, get on your knees. If you don't hear Jesus, if you think you're a Christian but you don't hear Jesus and you're miserable, get on your knees and say, who do I need to forgive? He will tell you. He corrects those he loves, and he loves us all, and so he's going to correct you. He'll tell you who you need to forgive. He'll show you who you have a grudge against. Right now, he's probably showing you who you hold a grudge against. Cut it. Cut that rope. Separate from it. And then Satan can no longer control you. And you'll be able to see the truth. You'll be able to see in the spiritual realm. You'll know that Jesus is coming. You'll know that he's asking you to prepare the way for him. So that's what I have for you today. If you never asked Jesus to come live on the inside of you, then Revelation 3:20, he said he's knocking at the door of your heart, and if you would heed his voice, he would come and live on the inside of you. If you would heed his voice, he would come and live on the inside of you. So if you're ready to heed his voice, let's pray. Jesus, come and live on the inside of us. We commit to you. We heed your voice. We don't want to be walking around in the dark anymore. We choose you. We choose to love. Thank you for healing us of our pain, Lord. And be able to just let go of those grudges, to be able to see right now where we're holding a grudge and able to let go. Help us to just let go. We commit to you. To love as you have loved. To give up our life to love like you have loved. We commit to show the way. Give you all the praise and all the glory. If you said that prayer, I'd love it if you let me know. Thanks so much for listening today. God bless you.